Going to give a winter update on the cabin build. First, thanks for all the people that have been watching the videos lately. I didn't expect that to happen. I made these videos mainly just to vlog for my family to watch as the cabin was being built. So I appreciate that. I started last winter videoing the railing system. As I said in the video, that was expensive, and what I like to try to do is plan a winter project so that I'm working, that I can have things ready to go when I get back to the cabin in the summer. And as you can see from these following two pictures, that plan did not go quite as expected. Last summer, during the cabin build, I injured my shoulder. I've had a shoulder injury for years, but as I've said, it's not easy building off grid, and it took a toll on me moving those rocks. I tore my rotator cuff completely, and I battled that since June until November. Finally, I said I've had enough. Went in, had an MRI, found out I needed a major shoulder surgery. And that brings us to where we are now. It is mid-February, and this is about what I've been able to accomplish since mid-November. I can get my arm above my head now. So some of the plans I wanted to get done this winter are not going to happen. I don't want to push that recovery and re-injure that shoulder. So the plans were to get all the flooring made, the kitchen cabinets built, or any interior cabinets, take those to Montana this summer and work on the interior. So hopefully I can get some of that done. I can start to move my arm now. I can start to lift some things a little bit. And what I want to do on the flooring, I have a lot of red oak that has been planed already to 3/4 inches. And I want to have that look like the old sawmill floor. I've got some walnut that was milled for me by an old antique sawmill, and I want some of that character back in the floor. So what I did is I came up with a machine, which I'll show you in a little bit, and this is my final product for what my flooring will be in the cabin in Montana. I want some of those saw marks put back into that material. So that's what this video is about. I just want to show you the process that I'm going to go through to get that flooring to look like that. So this is the machine that I came up with to put those saw marks on a plain piece of lumber. It's not super high tech, it's not super high quality, but it gets the job done. There's the motor inside. I just took an old router table that I had and I flipped it upside down, added a fence on it here, and kind of used an old uniplane as my example. So I've got one saw tooth on this saw blade that is bent outward ever so slightly, that comes past the fence here and scores the material. So I've got a piece of smooth poplar here. I'm just going to run that through the machine to show you how that scores the saw blades, or the saw teeth. We're going to take our material, take a push block here. I'm just going to run that material across the fence. And you can see we get our saw marks here to give us a scored pattern. So that's how we get our saw tooth pattern in our piece of lumber. The harder you push, the more you can get scored, but that's about what I'm looking for. And then if you want a little bit of a hand-hewed look, I don't know how well this is going to work with my shoulder. I'm just going to take a hand plane. Just do a little bit of handwork on that, and then you can see that's kind of what the finished product will look like, other than I'll be using oak for that. Here's a close-up of the finished prototype board that I'm going to be using for the flooring. I think this is what I like to get that look. Ran it through that machine, and then I used two different stains on it. One was aged barrel, and the other one was classic gray. I think I rubbed the classic gray on first and then follow that up with the aged barrel.